8 to 14 inches for the region. Some folks that get some good snow rates and it stays all snow are going to be perhaps getting close to that 14-inch mark, if not a little more in spots. Right now, our team coverage is going to continue. Speaking of Lancaster, as I said, we are going to be tossing to Seth Kaplan, and he is standing by. Seth, you look good out there. You got the hat on. And as you've said, the winds are maybe a little breezy. It's not that type of a storm. This is not a blizzard, by the way, but it is a pretty good snowstorm out there right now. And my question to you is, I don't remember a storm that's been this cold in quite some time. So how are you dealing with those elements out there?
Well, not well would be the short answer. And if I were James Cromwell, I'd probably just say that and walk away. I'll try to keep talking here, but James talked earlier about seeing people dancing in Harrisburg. I'm kind of dancing involuntarily here because it is cold. We'll show you some folks with snowblowers out here at this bank building along the side of the highway. We are standing alongside 283. Kind of coming into Lancaster from the west. So we're kind of just north and east of the city. Light traffic, just as the folks at PennDOT have been asking. Snowplows have been coming by regularly. The roads are in decent shape, but again, don't take that as a sign that you should be out on them. This is exactly how it's supposed to look right now. Actually, you see absolutely nobody on the road from our vantage point here. I'll give you a quick measurement. Let's see. We are at, look, this is obviously not official, but yeah, kind of moving around a little bit. Still closer to 3 than anything else, maybe just above 3 inches. There you go. Sorry about that. Videographer Luke Dyer kind of hang with me there for the measurement. And Brett asked how I'm handling. So I don't have gloves on right now because I dropped one of my gloves in the snow. So I put it in the car to warm up. And this is just the stuff that happens when you're doing live shots in a snowstorm. And but yeah, again, the remarkable thing about this storm is how cold it is. It's not the windiest storm. The snow is falling at a steady clip, but I've seen snow falling at steadier clips before. But just a really, really cold storm where that snow started accumulating right away because it stuck right from the beginning. So but other than that, all indications as far as we know are that things are quiet here, certainly from our vantage point, but we haven't heard otherwise in the area as well. And so we'll hang out here, and I'm not sure. I'm gonna toss it back to Allie in the studio. I'm gonna guess that might be the right move, but correct me if I'm wrong, and if we're going to somebody else somewhere out in the field. I'm sorry, Kayla. We're going to Kayla. Hey, Kayla.
Hey, Seth. It is totally okay. I mean, hey, we're both blondes, right? So it will make it work. And I do have to say, you are reminding me of the Bernie Sanders meme right now with your hands in your pocket and just sitting out there in the cold. Like you are encapsulating this winter storm for sure. Dancing to keep yourself warm. You are the mold, my friend.
Kayla, it's one of those things. I wouldn't want to do this all the time, but I would say to somebody else, I think a lot of us go into this business because we, on some level we grow up watching people do this, and we're like, you know what, I want to help people get through these storms out there, and so I'm glad we're doing this, and we're just part of a great team here. I mean, it really remarkable how this one. Meteorology is tough, but this is one that, as Brett said, you could go back to what they were telling us several days ago, and it's pretty much including the timing of it, just as expected. So no big surprises. It's just really cold and snowy out here.
Definitely, Seth. Well, go get your gloves warm. I hope they heat up by the next time I see you. Thank you so much for that report, Seth, live for us in Lancaster County. We continue our live team coverage now with Valerie Pritchett in our live drive. Good morning, Valerie. What are you seeing out there now?
Well, good morning. We are actually on Lingelstown Road. I'm going to give you a view here, heading in towards Front Street in Susquehanna Township. And we did take Crooked Hill Road, and that was kind of a mess on those side roads. But this road's doing pretty well. We have to pull over quite often because we have to clean the windshield wipers. It is so cold out that the heat coming from the windshield will melt the snow that's falling, but then it ices up not long after. So we've been doing a lot of that. We have seen a few more cars on the road as we're traveling, not many, so that is a good thing. We're now heading down toward Front Street, toward the river. Earlier when we came in, it was dark, so now we're starting to see sunlight and see a little bit more snow accumulation. My husband drove me in earlier, and it was still kind of, the visibility wasn't that great. Now with the sun coming up, we can see a little bit better as we are driving. And again, taking a look at Lingelstown Road, you can see not many people out there. Again, I like to mention, as the snow is building up, make sure you check your whatever you use for heating, if it has any type of exhaust. Make sure you clear the snow around it as the accumulations begin to build up, only because you want to keep yourself safe from carbon monoxide. And again, as we head down Lingelstown Road, you can see not many cars, which is good. And I'll bring it back to me. And things are going pretty well now. A lot of people are staying home, thank goodness. What about you, Kayla? You're nice and toasty in there, aren't you?
Valerie, I mean, yes, for one of the first times I'm experiencing a snowstorm from the other side of, the aisle, I guess you could say. I'm on the desk side, and the anchors out there are doing the reporting. So it's definitely neat. Now, I did want to ask you one question. You said that the snow was freezing after it would melt off, or the water was freezing after the snow would melt off your front windshield. Now, what would you say to people that must go out today? What do you think, what is some advice you would give to them on the road?
Yeah, definitely use caution if you're coming out. First of all, the sidewalks are probably not cleared yet, so it's going to be slippery. And then once you get in your car, especially use caution if you have to come out, if you don't just stay home. Some of those side roads, if you're having like local municipalities clean, it may be taking them a little while. So it looked close to Carmine's in the car with me. Carmine, how many inches would you say were on Lingelstown Road, give or take? Probably about good 4 or 5 inches on Lingelstown Road, he's guessing, because he had to drive through it. So, again, if you have to come out, main roads, PennDOT's out there doing a great job that we've noticed on the interstates. No issues traveling them. They are snow covered, and you do have to use caution because it's a 45-minute speed limit. We're going less than that as a precaution. But if you can just stay home, stay home. And it's nice that you get a chance to be inside for a change. I like a good storm. So I do like being out on a good storm at least once during the season, and then usually I'm back in the desk. But I remember, back in the day over my career when we've had major snowstorms, being out. And first of all, it's weird because when we're working, obviously, it's a calm when you're out because there's not that many people out. The snow is absolutely beautiful, but I will tell you this. I am one and done. So when this is over, I'm good to go. We can go to spring.
Valerie, I'm right there with you. When I'm out there tomorrow, I'll probably be feeling the same exact way. Thank you so much. Our Valerie Pritchett for us in our live drive. Thank you, Valerie. And now we are going to take another look at the roads in Harrisburg with who but ABC 27's James Crummell. James, I've been waiting to talk to you, my friend.
There you are, Kayla. I was wondering where you went. I'm glad you're back. Good to see you. Not so good to be out here. We are in downtown Harrisburg along 2nd Street on this snowy Sunday morning. Along 2nd Street, where a couple cars are actually starting to make their way through here. We got some SUVs. I saw some pickup trucks driving by as well. We got a couple of inches of snow here laying on the roads. We have a sedan driving here with the splashers on. That's a good idea to have those splashers on, but it's not such a good idea to actually be out here. So if you can, please stay home because it's bad right now and it is only going to get worse. The city of Harrisburg is under a snow emergency, in fact, which means you should not be parking on any of these emergency routes. 2nd Street, where I'm standing, is one of them. if you have your car here on the street, you need to move it because police are out and about this morning. You can get a ticket, or probably even more, your car will be towed. There have been a couple of parking garages here in the city. Right here is Locust Street. The Locust Street garage is free to park to get out of the storm. There's a garage on City Island which is also free to get out of the storm. So those are important things. Another thing, downtown Harrisburg, we are right near a very major bus stop, and all the buses have stopped for today because of this storm. So that is another reason to just stay inside. Also saw some people walking around out here on this Sunday morning. A lot of people just going for their, regular walks, but they have been bundled up. I talked to one person who wanted to go by and check out how the river was and see what the river looked like during this winter. So that was nice to do that. But again, I would suggest just staying inside and just watching the snow on TV. We are out here braving these elements. I also heard Seth talking about, I've really enjoyed listening to Seth's reports all throughout the morning because he is probably the opposite of me. He is so happy. He dropped his gloves and his hands are cold, and he still did his story. If I dropped these gloves, I would have left. My hands are still cold even with these gloves. The snow continues to fall though, but we're making the best out of this situation. And we're going to be out here all morning long as things progress. I did want to talk a little bit too about the importance of just staying inside, because Valerie was talking about as she was going around and seeing the different plow trucks. There have not been that many that have made their way down here through 2nd Street, not yet anyway. And the snow is just going to continue to pile up here. So that is another thing, to just stay inside. Dauphin County under a state of emergency. The entire state of Pennsylvania under that emergency declaration as well. So that is the latest here in downtown Harrisburg. Let's send it back inside to Kayla. What's going on, Kayla?
Oh my goodness, James, this is just, I feel like I'm in a dream right now. But one thing I also noticed is you are standing beside a bus stop, but you're also standing beside a sign that says shrimp fries, cheesesteak, and waffle fries behind you. And I'm just wondering, were you planning on getting any of that? And if so, please bring some back to the station.
Well, Kayla, clearly they are closed and they are not opening. It was just wishful thinking on my part just to stand near so many different restaurants. The other thing that's really interesting, it's a Sunday morning, so, the snow, the impact is not going to be as bad as if this were a Monday morning with so many people who have to come to downtown Harrisburg to go to work, for example. But a Sunday morning, I know, Kayla, I know you know all about this, is a big day for brunch, and a lot of people will go out for that, and that is something not happening downtown on this Sunday.
All righty, well, thank you so much, James. James Crummell reporting for us live there in downtown Harrisburg. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Eric Finkenbinder from ABC 27, and we're excited to announce the new ABC 27 News Plus app. Live stream newscasts or watch content on demand. This is different than the ABC 27 app on your smartphone. You can check this out at home, and it's very easy to use. With a Fire Stick, go to the homepage, scroll down to search. From there, enter ABC 27. Move over to the apps, and there we are. Click the icon and install. It's just that easy.